Hello, YouTube. Hello, world. Here I am, and there you are. Maybe we're here. Hang on. Hold tight. Disco Jesus. I want to thank Disco Jesus for being here and operating the technology properly. Assuming it's being operated properly. Have some coffee, Disco Jesus. From the top of your head to the bottom of my gullet. E pluribus unum extraterrestrial. This is some cake that I gave to Senora Del Lago this morning. Senora Del Lago, my hero, the Lady of the Lake. And also to... burn. Also to red candle indicating Saint Expedite. I like Saint Expedite. He's pretty cool. He's the patron saint of getting the lead out. Let me see. Okay, everything looks good here. Everything looks good. I believe we're streaming. I can't tell. My equipment isn't working exactly that I know of. Check, check, check. Please. Now then. This morning, earlier I did this. Oh, but let's see what's going on here. We are approximately here, and when it gets to here, we're going to be done. Because I've decided a half an hour is all you can take. It's all I can take, and together we can take it all. I would rather paint for many hours and then edit it down and give you just the good parts, but that takes a long time. To edit 1 hour of video requires at least 3 hours of my time. And, you know, it's not that interesting. Maybe I'll start editing it down to 3 minutes and just taking random segments. That might be interesting. Okay, this is the Lady of the Lake. She looks like she's wearing half a mask. I gotta fix that. It's the first thing I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna fix it with raw sienna and some magic sauce. My magic sauce is gloss. I had everything worked out when I was using semi-gloss. All my painting sticks were worked out, and then I started using gloss because I wanted all the layers to be as transparent as humanly possible. And the result was excessive sheen in parts, in spots. Sheen here. I don't know if you can see that. Well, I'm gonna go back to semi because the opacity of the semi was not opacity enough to worry about. So I'm just going to do that. Give her some. Get rid of these. Subdue this blue is what I'm talking about here. Is subduing the blue. She doesn't need to be blue. She's not black and blue. She's the Lady of the Lake. The Lady of the Lake was never in a fight. 'Cause she doesn't need to fight. I'm sorry. I like to sing, but I'm not lyrics born. Alright, now get rid of the blue. Make her more ladylike. Her bones can be blue, that's cool. Okay, so this is pretty good. We got the making the under the clavicle here. This morning I had to remove the clavicle. It was going up. It was like going up out of the middle of her neck. I had to change it. These are the things you notice when you try to pay attention to anatomy and things. She's got man shoulders, I guess because she's so powerful. Lady of the Lake, you're too powerful. Nobody's going to go for a gal that's more powerful than them. Let's give her ear less blue by giving it more yellow. Poor Lady of the Lake. Okay. Too blue for school. That should do it. I need more down there, even though I thought I put enough on, but I really need to slather on this blue. And you notice this transparent layer ties together all these three colors. 6-pack. Right. It's only faint, but maybe that might even be too much. I don't want to have abs. I put abs on a statue of Venus de Milo that I made once, and it was a ceramic thing. It was so wet it slumped. And when it was all fired and done, I had it on my shelf, and this girl comes by and she's like, "Why does that man have boobs?" Well, incompetence on the part of the artist. This guy getting punched in the face. Is he done? Let's add some details to his hair so that we can get out of Dodge with this particular painting. Everything looks good here. I'll add some of this to these spots. Some subduage. That sort of helps. I'm going to leave that as much like a drawing as possible. No, I can't. There's some parts I got to fix. So I'm going to use an opaque color. Even though I'm going to use light portrait pink because there's so much titanium white in it, but you can see that it's not pink at all. So I'm going to add, dry this off. I'm going to add some raw sienna. Yeah, it's yellowish. Raw sienna. I love you, raw sienna. You remind me of sand and dirt. Let's put it in. There we go. Okay, so now we have the thumb standing out again. This is his fingy. Okay, this is the thumb coming down. There it is. All right, that's better. Some on the wrist, top here. Okay, now we got it. In fact, that shouldn't even be, that line should not exist. Okay, it's a little better. I'm going to have to go back in. Darn. I just wanted to finish this painting, and I tried fixing something I should have left well enough alone. But you can see it's a little bit better. Let's go into his hair. We'll give him the Superman highlights. And because I'm running out of white, I'm going to add this dab of light portrait pink that I have, which will subdue the phthalo blue that I'm using as the highlight somewhat. There we are. Okay. Now then, it's getting punched in the face. This is the instant of punchage. You can see that he's not even reacting. I don't like that. We should make him reacting. Ooh, what am I going to do to make him reacting? His eye should be closed. I will use burnt sienna. Just straight out of the tube. I'm going to put it over that blue. Whoops. What's happening here? What be happening here? Jish. That's a little better. This should probably be going down. He's saying ouch. Got some ouch lines here. Well, Cave Dweller, it's middle of the lockdown. We are locked down. Disco Jesus, preserve us. I want you to know that painting is awesome. You can always come to me whenever you need help painting. I have no requests. If you send me a request, I'll teach you how to do it. Cave Dweller, but the first step is getting a cup that has Disco Jesus on it. So you can say Disco Jesus. Let's see what we got here. We got this cake that I'm going to probably throw out in the middle of the street. I was tempted by this cake to eat it. But instead, I gave it to Saint Expedite. Saint Expedite, we all have overcome our procrastination. And we are now working towards awesome with your help. I'm done with this for the now. I'm going to have to let that eyeball dry. Well, Cave Dweller, I've been painting about 2 hours a day, 3 hours a week. That's not nearly enough. I need to do more painting, but I have other duties here at the gallery. I have to clean things up, and then there's all these video things I'm trying to learn and figure out. The world of streaming is very complicated, and I don't quite understand it. So I paint a little bit less. I'm going to just finish these stairs. I'm going to do the outline of these. The new character is not in there, and that's fine. In fact, even the backdrop is not in there, but that's all fine. I'm going to leave it. I just want to touch this up, and that's it. I don't want to do too much. I want to be almost done with this. So this is goes like this. All right, now I signed it on the bottom, and I need to add something to this black line. Make it look less like just lineage, just line lineage. Make it look less line-like and more like I worked it. Comma, the. My goal is only to finish this up. This painting will be for sale if you're interested. You can pick it up this August, I believe, is the. Oh, I gotta finish it. I gotta fix that clock. There's a time. Okay, I gotta do this. Let's see, this is going down. She does this. This is a painting of itself. I had a dream about it. I've got a lump of cake here on a plate. Well, it's actually a piece of paper, but we'll call it a plate for now. Oh yeah, and then there was an arm. There was an arm coming down. But I moved the arm. This was an arm as well, but I moved that too. So now it's gone. But this arm, we'll just say it went like this. Got a thing in there. Okie doke. Have to add some white. This isn't even acrylic ink white. This is some other kind of thing. It's not. Whoops. That's bad. Got some black in there. I mixed some black in my white. Now it's no longer white. It's just light gray. Dag. All right. Well. Oh man, that black goes far too. Good. Bring that blue back. Oops. I'm out. Let's see if we can do it. Well, not quite. I'm going to have to add some fresh paint dough. Unfortunately, I'm using transparent blue, but this is, like I said, light portrait pink, which is opaque. Mix it up with, I always use palette knife to mix. You ruin your brushes otherwise. Add some burnt sienna. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Right after we got out of art school, my buddy and I were driving around, typical cloud, opaque sky of Milwaukee day, and we're looking around at the buildings and the colors, and he's like, I love these kind of colors. The subdued, overcast sky color. And I looked at him like he was freaking nuts. Are you nuts? How can you possibly like the depressing sky of Milwaukee winter? I couldn't fathom it. I could not understand it. But I do now. I'm well acquainted with the awesomeness of these colors. Oh, look, I got some black in there. All right. I guess it works. I hope your shakedown, days of the shakedown, is going exquisitely and ecstatically. Mine is going pretty good, I have to say. It's going a-o bueno. Not learning any Spanish or Japanese or French, nor am I teaching English. I should, though. We should all be teaching English. Good money. My comic book is coming along. I got 3 or 4 pages done. I got 4 pages done. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's better than nada. Those are 4 pages more than I would have had I done nada. Which is almost what I did. Which is what I've been doing every year prior to this year. I don't like this black. I'm going to make that a little bit lighter. Like it's not black, but you heard me just call it black, so that indicates to me that I feel like it's too dark. Adding titanium white. I should have added less white because I'm going to be using super heavy gloss gel. I love the super heavy gloss gel look of spatula painting. Painting with a spatula is fun and fundamental. This is impasto or it's encaustic. Can't be encaustic. Encaustic makes me feel like there's burning involved. Impasto. These are terms that in art class I never could tell the difference between the words. I kept confusing him, so I just said, I'll never paint like that. And then I had the dream where I did paint like that, so now here I am. Painting. Like that. Cave Dweller, what are you up to today? We're all just trying to get by. We're all getting by. Some of us are getting by better than others. Oh, see what's going on here? And put it on really thin because I can put it on really thin over this too. I want the bamboo to stand out. I'm going to have to probably add a line to it. Now this will be thicker because I want this to be more white, more whitish. There we go. Good. I'm gonna have to go over that. Well, I don't know if I'll have to go over it. It's gel, and it may. You notice that the green here on these stairs dried very opaque. I'm gonna put some lines in there, and because it was thick. Same here. This is, even though that's transparent, you can still. It's still fairly thick, so thick that you can barely see the lines underneath. This may also be opaque because of the white. I'm not sure. A little goes a long way with opaque colors. Now let's add some lines. Lines always bring everything out. Now, if you're Caravaggio, you're so manly you don't use lines. But I'm a cartoonist, cartoonistagio, and I use lines all the time. I added a bunch of green. You can see. All right. Guess what? We're calling it done. We're calling this one done. And I hope to God that it is. We're working on this one now, and I've lost my oomph for the day. I don't feel like doing anything now. I just feel like sitting around and doing nothing. It's been an off day. I feel like doing nothing all day. Let me see. I've discovered a new saint. I'm going to melt these pewter cups and make a medal. Saint medals. And the saint is going to be Saint Santo CIA. Patron saint of skullduggery and the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing. Psyops and the protection from said events. I mean, you better have the CIA on your side. I mean, you might as well. Disco Jesus. Santo CIA. Preserve us. Okay, so we got these walls. I want to put some lines in, like I said, to help things out, but I'm not going to do it right now. That should be blue. Get my pewter out of here. Alright, I got ultramarine blue. I'm going to add it to this mess of white that I got there. And we'll see what happens. dry for a bit. It's so nice out. When I first started doing these at 4 p.m., it was dark out. Kids were walking by on the street. Something's got to give, cave dweller. Something's got to give. Why are we here? Where's the light? The light is not on this. So I'm going to subdue it with blue, green, blue. Using the brightest possible green to subdue is not wise. Oh, we'll add some yellow ochre. I mean, whatever that is, burnt sienna. And we get, no, this isn't doing it. This is not doing what we need. Let's try it again. Team Cave Dweller, when you're painting in acrylic and you have a palette that's got dry paint all over it, soak it in water. Let's see. Okay, I guess we're up to ivory black. That's all we got left. It's got to be something better. Let's try ivory black and burnt sienna. Yeah? How's that sound? And titanium white. Got some white. Or we got some out. I should have an overhead cam just looking at my palette. I'll need a producer who can operate the mixing board to do that. No. Alright, this turns out like pretty good gray. Water. Dip some water in there. Make it runnier. Yeah. This is just to add dimensionality. It's actually, well, maybe it's a little bit dark enough. I was going to say it's not dark enough, but maybe it is. Rub that in, make an optical. The trouble now is that it's not transparent enough. It doesn't let the color come through. Maybe that's better. Maybe it ain't. I have a distinctly non-absorbent rag going on here. So back here will have to be even darker because it's add a little more ivory black. Just a little, just a smidge. Un skosh. Skosh is Japanese. Un is Spanish. Spanglish. Japlish. Over here. Of course, I don't know where the light is coming from in this room, so I should probably not do that. Not have anything in there. Prussian blue hue. Where are you? When in doubt, I always use what? I always use Prussian blue. Let me see. Phthalo. Green shade though. Okay. There it is. We got it. Got some Prussian blue hue. I've run out of things to say. I'm not a very talkative guy. Not much is happening in my life. I was asked the other day, there was a conference call, some churches. We had to go around and talk about a blessing that happened, during this time of crisis. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know. The only blessing I got is that my life hasn't changed during this shakedown. I'm like, I've got the paranoia action going of the obsessed, of the criminally obsessed. Maybe we're being shaken down. I don't know. But my life hasn't changed. There's not much to report. And so as there's not much to report on Blessing Day, I don't think in terms of blessings or non-blessings. I think in terms of, get me the hell out of here. Meaning Milwaukee. Still trying to get out of Milwaukee. But I couldn't... my life's going all right. Things are going all right. But like I said, not talkative. Not much to say. Particularly when nobody's asking me any questions. It's blue. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that's great. That's really great. I love that jaggedness. There's something going on really special there. Special. The ceilings aren't the right color. Let's make them. Let's give them some orange. The trouble with orange, when you mix it with white, it turns flesh tone. It's not the effect that I'm going for. Because I'm working in the method of cartoons, there's symbolic color happening. Flesh tone of her arm, for instance. Montgomery Blunt's face over here. The blue of the sky behind him in the window. If you start using symbolic color, you have to stick with it. So that makes orange almost useless for anything else. That's got to match that and that. I got to make the woodwork look more like woodwork. And this wall look more like that wall. It's so simple, but it's really giving me a headache. I mean, I don't have a headache. It's just I don't know what to do. Well, let's when in doubt, put in some orange. This is cadmium red light. I can't put in some orange. I'm trying to get away from using every color in the spectrum on every painting, but here it is again. Here I am doing it again. Okay, team, I guess that's it. That's all we got today. It's kind of a low energy episode. And I suppose I apologize for that. That's my own doing. Well, what happens if I bring up this painting? Do the characters in this painting give me any energy? Whoa, that's so intimidating. Well, let's work it. I'll use some ivory black and some violet oxide. And some orange that's on my palette. I'm just going to mix them together. All I'm doing is making some dark shapes. Flat color because I want to do as little as possible here. The foreground is too much like his jacket. And the background is exactly like the foreground. This is like a non-space. It's nothing. I may have to extend that off the edge. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to add magic sauce. No. I'm going to add heavy gloss gel. No. I'm going to add just gloss gel because I have some. I don't need it to stand out. I just need it to add transparency. Got the foam disc in there still. You know, that keeps it saucy. This may be too much gloss gel. We'll find out. Put like a tablespoon. I won't mix it all. Okay, I'll mix it all. It adds transparency and it also extends it. Have you ever tried the marble dust method? Marble dust is a way of extending your paint without adding pigment. You just take marble dust and oil, or linseed oil, typically is what's used in paintings, and then you add that to whatever paint you're using, and it extends it without adding transparency or losing hue. Of course, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm losing hue because I'm just adding transparency. All right, so here's what we got. In between all these pillars, this is a swift drawing, this background, of the Milwaukee Public Library lobby. It's a beautiful old neoclassical type building with ornate marble work, actual marble work. Our basilica in Milwaukee, we have a basilica, is all trompe l'oeil. It's so vomitous, the exhaustive trompe l'oeil in Milwaukee's basilica, that they even trompe l'oeil the light switches, the light switch plates. It's ridiculous. And some might say unforgivable. And, okay, here we go. I hope everything's going good for you on the lockdown. Is that a pillar? What is that? Some kind of column. There's a column behind the column. Okay, it's part of the column. This is where you put it on fast mode. Just speed this up. Speed this section up. Put it on fast forward. I'm not going to say anything exciting. You just click away. Oops. Click away on forwarding the timeline. I'd like to add skits to this show. The trouble is that most often skits aren't funny. I watch Saturday Night Live and other skit shows, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's funny. But I never laugh, right? I used to laugh at Monty Python. And there's some brilliant hilarity that goes on there and some genius. Well, I guess I'm only thinking of the Spam sketch. The surrealism of that, I'll never forget. It's burned into my memory and my aesthetics. If I could do something like that, that would be the best. One thing I like about the Monty Python sketches is that they didn't know how to end them. They just sort of stopped. I like that. But if you go to somewhere like Second City, they fill your head full of rubbish. You know, if you go for sketch comedy writing lessons, you know, like you got to have 3 acts. You got to have this many jokes, escalating in scale. And why? You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. Just like I'm doing whatever I want by trying to entertain you by doing nothing. I'm entertaining you by doing nothing. Is this engaging in any way? Oh, look at that. I'm so far away. The painting is so far away. But if I had a producer, we could have a multi-camera system, and then you could have a close-up cam, and you could see what I'm doing, like Thomas Kincaid, may he rest in peace. Thomas Kincaid, way better artist than what's-his-face. Oh, no. I meant way better than Thomas Kincaid. Wait, who? Thomas Kincaid, painter of light. Bob Ross. Bob Ross, way better than Thomas Kincaid. Even though Bob Ross only painted by shtick, he painted by the rules, his own set of them. Pillar, darkness. All right, that's a little better, right? Brings it out some more. Gives you an idea of the space. All right, that's all I'm going to do on that for today, and I'm going to wrap it up. This has been 40 minutes of awesomeness featuring me and you. I've been a little bit apologetic because I'm a little bit befuddled by, I have all this wasted goo. I've got to put the wasted goo somewhere. The edge of the painting.